So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in. Oh, you're always happy. How can you always be happy? And I am accused regularly of being unrealistically happy, and you can't be happy all the time. But I always ask this question, what if you could be? And what if it wasn't psychological? What if it was physiological? What if you change the physiology of your body, you could then be happy, feel satisfied, love your life, not be depressed? And we live in a world now where unfortunately depression, anxiety, angry, emotional have become very normal. I'm in the gym because I am physiologically changing my brain. A lot of people exercise because they want to get fit or burn calories or get strong or look good or be lean. I'm an old lady, and my biggest and most important driving force every single day is to have a happy brain that works effectively, so that I can think clearly, so that I can learn more and more every day, and that I don't get emotional. I can remain logical. And if you are a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss, or a leader, then you have to be logical. You can't afford for emotions to take over your life. You can't afford to be depressed. You can't afford to be unhappy. There's too many people relying on you. So what if there was a way to get healthy, fit and strong mentally and stay that way every day without having to take a pharmaceutical intervention? And I always use as a side note, but probably should be the major note, that if you ever think about or have been on or would consider putting somebody in your family on a pharmaceutical antidepressant medication, please read the side effects. One of the side effects, and one of the biggest, most tragic side effects, is suicidal tendencies. We're talking about a drug that makes you feel really horrible, but it's supposed to make you feel happy. Now, I'm not suggesting right or wrong, I'm not suggesting don't go on it, but just please, if you're going to consider some form of pharmaceutical intervention, please get all the information possible. Perhaps a second opinion. Don't just take the opinion of one doctor or one psychologist or one counsellor, because all of those people disagree all the time. There's a lot of really good doctors now, head doctors, neuroscientists, psychologists and psychiatrists, that are strongly suggesting that the first intervention, if you don't feel happy, if you don't love your life, if you don't feel satisfied with life, if you are emotional all the time, that the first intervention should be to get your fittest and strongest possible before you think about any kind of pharmaceutical or drug. And the beautiful thing about getting fit and getting strong, it doesn't take very long. Isn't that awesome? So when I say I'm in the gym and I'm getting puffed and I'm lifting heavy, I get puffed for 10 seconds, I lift heavy for 10 seconds, because that's the only energy system in the body where you can work at 100% effort. But the connection there between the brain and the body is where this phosphate system, where the fight and flight system is the most important, because it's designed to help you recover from, get rid of, get away from stress. So whether you are depressed or anxious or angry or emotional, they're all things that are putting your body under stress. And your body is designed to handle stress incredibly well. What it does, all by itself, if you put in 100% effort, your body produces epinephrine, adrenaline and cortisol, which are the fight and flight, get away from the threat or turn and fight the threat neurotransmitters. Your body, after you have overcome the threat, so you've got away from the animal, you've ran, you've sprinted, or you have fought the threat, you've killed it, and now you've got something to eat and or the threat's not there anymore, your body says, congratulations, Rowie, you have overcome a massive threat. And we're going to do lots of chemical changes in your body. Number one, you're going to feel rewarded because you got away from the threat. That's dopamine. You're going to feel satisfied with life. You're alive. Isn't that awesome? So serotonin. These are interventions that pharmaceuticals are trying to put into your body. You will get this beautiful rush of endorphins while you're exercising and after you've finished exercising. It's called a high, literally a chemical high in your brain. But endorphins are also painkillers. They go through the same pain-killing barrier that you would get if you used morphine or even cannabis. This is an amazing feeling to feel high, to have pain taken out of your body, and you don't have to take a drug to do it. You just exercise really hard. But the big one, of course, is brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is the fertilizer for your brain. It's the chemical that makes everything in your brain work better, which then, of course, makes everything in your body work better. That means that you can think more clearly, you can make better decisions, you can get out of your emotional state and think logically. And we don't make good decisions in the emotional headspace, do we? If you've ever made a decision there, you've probably regretted it. If you make a logical decision based on common sense, critical thinking, life experience, wisdom and knowledge, you're obviously going to make better decisions than if you are emotional. Does that make sense? Common sense. It's interesting, isn't it? So if you want your life literally to be healthy, fit and strong physically, but if you want to be mentally healthy, fit and strong, or like me, you have no choice, you have to be healthy, fit and strong because you have people relying on you. You are a parent, you're a leader, you're a boss, you're a teacher, you're a coach. People need your support because they need somebody in their life who is a solution finder, who is an optimist, who is positive, who can look on the bright side, who proves by living the example that they don't have to be depressed, they don't have to be angry, they don't have to be emotional. If that's you, do you have any other choice but to get really fit and really strong? I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I find it a little bit sad when people share, I have to go on an antidepressant, and they're a boss, a coach, a teacher, a parent, because the people that are relying on them will also hear that. And then that gives that information to other people saying, well, if the boss does it, or if the coach does it, or if my mum does it, or if my teacher does it, it must be okay. And I'm not saying right or wrong for pharmaceutical interventions, but why would we start there? Why not get the fittest and strongest you can possibly be? Why not turn your brain into a stress-munching machine? Your body is designed to survive. Doesn't matter what happens in your life, your body is designed to survive and then thrive. As I always share, biologically, we're designed to stay alive, thrive and reproduce. And of course, you don't feel like reproducing if you're angry, if you're depressed, if you're upset, if you're emotional. The only emotion we want in a reproductive situation is we want oxytocin and we want dopamine and serotonin. We want to feel good about ourselves, and that all comes from the fight and flight system. So if you really are serious about being happy, you don't want to be miserable, and I'll rephrase that into a question. If you have a choice between being happy every day and living your life to the max, 100%, being able to put 100% into everything that you do, versus being depressed, being miserable, being emotional, being upset, which would you choose? Now, I know that you know people like I do who probably enjoy that experience. They enjoy being depressed. They enjoy the attention they get from having something wrong with them. But of course, as a coach, as a teacher, as a parent, you can't afford to be in that situation, I hope. And I say hope because I don't know. All I'm asking is, if you are in a leadership role and people are relying on you to be tough and strong mentally, then is it possible that you have to be tough and strong physically? If you want to live your life to the max, if you need to fight and flight and overcome stress and be a stress muncher, if you need to be the living example for the other people in your life, particularly the future adults, if you want our kids to know that it's possible to be happy, healthy, fit and strong, have a career or business that you love, be financially free, have great people in your life, that's what Romax is all about every single day. Is it possible that we've got to get really fit and really strong? And that doesn't take very long. Live your life to the max, get puffed, lift heavy. Yes! Woohoo!